Hi everybody, it's John back with another model final reveal video. If you remember a while back, I did an inbox review on a Starfix kit, and I did review it as being a pretty terrible thing. Well, the model didn't the model didn't disappoint me. It's not a fantastic kit, but I don't think I did a bad job of it, considering the tail rotor does rotate, but it's a little bit painted. It's a little bit painty, stiff, do you know what I mean? But the tail rotor does rotate, and the rotor blades do rotate as well, but again they don't rotate freely, and I think it's a fault with the kit, because the kit, I'll be honest with you, the kit isn't great. Starfix kits, I remember seeing a comment on one of my inbox reviews for a Starfix model. I believe it was the F5E Tiger 2 that I did earlier this year, and they said, oh, Starfix, that's the company that makes Limburg look like Tamiya, isn't it? Well, I don't think anything makes Limburg look like Tamiya, but I think Starfix is probably on a par with Limburg in terms of quality and overall accuracy of a model kit. Some of Limburg's models aren't too bad, but some of Limburg's models are really dire, and it's the same with Starfix. And the WH1B, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not a model I would recommend. It wasn't a terrible build. It was sort of fun here and there. And I don't think the overall finished product that I've got here isn't too bad, but the kit has some major faults. I'm going to try and point them out to you. The first one is to do with the interior, because if you can see the interior there, can you see the interior? The UH1B's interior framework includes a curved piece of metal structure and in front of the pedals, and it should be the same width as that green section between the lower windows there, and it's the same shape as the front of the helicopter, and it's for the holes. It's like a grey sort of geometric framework that supports the helicopter's dashboard, instrument panel if you like, and a lot of the avionics that go inside the helicopter, and the Starfix kit just hasn't got them. And I did tell people on the inbox review that the kit is totally inaccurate interior wise because it hasn't got that. But the other major issue, and I really think this is really terrible, if I can bring this kit pretty close to the camera here, and you can see now a WH1D and a WH1B has got a side door, and it's got one on each side. It's got a side door on each side. Let's just bring this around a little bit, you can see. And there should be a side door on each side, and in actual fact there's no runners, there's not even a door, there's no panel to suggest there's a door there. It's just a window in the side of the helicopter. And the rear jet pipe actually isn't too bad. It's not that bad at all, but it's not accurate. It's not as inaccurate as it could have been, but it's not correct. The main rotor system, I think, is a little bit too large for the airframe, and also the actual airframe itself, I think, is a little bit too wide, because the WH1D was it was widened fuselage version of the WH1B. I think the WH1B could seat 6 passengers in the back, and the D could seat 8, 4 abreast. And I think there's 4 abreast seating inside this helicopter, if I remember right. But the helicopter itself went together fairly well. There wasn't any filler required, really, to be honest with you. Although, yeah, it's not an accurate airframe, to be honest with you. It's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. I mean, it does look like a WH1B, but it's not fantastic. The colour I used for the green was a colour, I think it's called Matte 130, and it's sort of a darker version of Matte 30 green. and I think it sort of lent to the helicopter quite well. It did sort of come up quite well, but I did have to give up completely with the Starfix decals. The Starfix decals apparently are applied in similar manner to an action transfer, where you place the transfer decal sheet over the area you want the transfer to be adhered to, and then you sort of rub a pencil over the backing paper, and it should leave the decal in place. And I sort of had a look at this and I thought, no, I'm not going to mess about like that. I'm just going to use some decals I've got from my decal stash, and they're not accurate decals, but they're not bad. You know, they serve the job fairly well, I think. And also the red fins on the back, the stabilizer fins, were a feature of production WH-1Bs and Ds that were in theatre in Vietnam, and I decided to do the stabilizer fins on this helicopter in red, because most of the photographs I've got that were colour of helicopters in theatre in Vietnam, they were red, but the models suggest you paint them green, which is, yeah, in my opinion it's incorrect, but it's not incorrect if you have a helicopter that's not in theatre. They were something, it was something to make them instantly recognisable to the Allied forces serving in Vietnam at the time. But the kit itself, I mean, recommendations, no, I wouldn't recommend this. It's a 48 scale kit from hell, and I really would not recommend this to any form of modeler other than somebody who is maybe a bit sadistic. Maybe a bit masochistic, and they want something to be a lot harder than it is, or something that's just not worth the effort. There are a lot better 48 scale Hueys on the market, and larger scales than that too. There are an awful lot, and the Starfix kit, in my opinion, if you paid 50p for it, I think you've probably done about right. That's about what it's worth. Anyway, that's the finished product. I had a bit of bother also with the glass panels. I just want to show you quickly the glass panels on this helicopter. The glass panels, they had little ledges on the outsides of the glass panels, which the idea was you were supposed to glue the ledges into position. And these ledges, as soon as you applied pressure to them, to the recess and the airframe, they just snapped off. And one of them, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's actually got a crack mark on it, where I think it's on the other side. It's got a crack mark on it. And the other one, I've got a little bit of glue on the side of the window here, you can see it here, where I had to try and replace it because it just wouldn't sit right. But the other glass panels weren't too bad. The windscreen's quite nice and clear. The pilot figures in there look quite nice through the windscreen as well, which is quite good, isn't it? Yeah. But the helicopter has issues. The kit has issues, and it's not a model I would recommend. Anyway, that's the final reveal on the Starfix 148 scale Bell UH-1B Huey. I hope this video has been of some use. If you have any comments, queries, anything at all, just pop them in the comments boxes below, and if you need any answers, I'll try and get back to you as quickly as possible. Thanks for tuning in. I hope all your modelling projects are running smooth, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye for now.